What's up guys, it's Fauve. So today I'm gonna do part 2 of my favorite albums of 2016 that came out in 2016. In my last video I quoted albums like Chit Chat, which is an EP by, well, not an album but an EP by Beachwater, or the new Lady Gaga album as well, Joanne. So now I'm gonna talk about the others. So one of my favorite albums that came out last year was Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. I can't stop listening to it. I find it super cool. There are great songs on it. Well, Interior is a bit overplayed and kind of overrated, so I don't really listen to that one anymore, but the remix that they did with Mac Miller is really good. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. They released it just as a single, and it's really good, and it changes the vibe of the song as well because they remixed it, so they retouched the music and everything. It's pretty good. I love it. My favorite songs on this album are Bad Decisions, Touch It, Be Alright, I Don't Care, Touch It, and Bad Decisions. So I really love these songs. They're really good. I used to love Side to Side, but now that it's kind of overplayed as well, I just don't like it as much. The lighting is starting to be really horrible. I look like Casper the Ghost now. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, so basically my window is right there. So the light is coming from there. So like right now there's the sunlight and I just, let me fix that up. Well, I guess I'm gonna stay a stripy person for the rest of this video. So yeah, I just really love the songs. They're pretty amazing and I'm just a big fan of her. I really look up to her. All of her albums are pretty amazing. She has an amazing voice. She's really talented, and I just am a big fan. So if you haven't checked out other songs, well, the songs from the album that have been released on the radio or anything like that, check it out. It's pretty amazing. Then the other album that I'm a big fan of, even though I started listening to it a bit late, is Headspace by Issues. So this album is, I have a lot to say about this album. Like, first of all, it's great. Like, it's even more than great. Like, I think this is one of the albums that got me into Issues. Like, the only song I knew before this album was Mad at Myself, which came out in 2014. So I didn't really know what they did exactly because I had never listened to one of the albums before Headspace. There are so many great songs, and what I love about this band is that Tyler's voice is kind of a poppy R&B song, R&B type of voice. I don't know how to say exactly. Like he has a voice that could be compared to the likes of Usher and these kind of people, you know. And it's different, but it works so very well with Michael's growls and screams in the songs, and I just love it. They did a great job on this album as well, and they just really talented people, and the mix of these two voices and plus the type of music in the background, it's kind of surprising how well they work together. Like, you wouldn't expect it to work together. If they weren't professionals or anything like that, you probably would have told them to just, not do it or whatever, because you think it wouldn't have worked because of that, their voices and everything. But it worked super well, and there are so many great songs that are so close to my heart and that hit right in the feels, and I just, yeah. Not only are they talented, but Tyler and all the rest of the band are amazing songwriters as well, even though I think Tyler is the one writing most of the lyrics. But he's an amazing songwriter, and the songs are really powerful and beautiful, and even if you're not a fan of them, I suggest you just at least take a look at the lyrics on the internet because they're pretty cool. And if there are some songs that I can recommend you that are my favorites, and they are still my favorites even all these months after he came out, like he almost came out a year ago, I think. In a few months it will have been a year. So my favorite songs are Home Soon, Slow Me Down, Flojo, Rank Rider, and it's really hard to choose right now because I love them so much. I love the entire album, so yeah. Coma, and these are the most overplayed songs on my iPod, and Someone Who Does. The 6 songs check them out. They're just amazing, and most of them don't have really any screaming in it, or I don't know. Just check them out. It would just surprise you. Like it will really surprise you. Like maybe you think at first that you're not interested or you don't like it because it's screaming, or because it's this, or because it's that. But if you just give it a shot, really, like for example, Slow Me Down wasn't my favorite. Like I liked the chorus, but I didn't like the verses. Even though there wasn't really any screaming, the screaming is in the chorus. The verses, I kind of liked and didn't like the vibe of the song in the verses, but I loved how it went in the choruses. You see what I mean? And now I just love the song overall. So like, it's all about that. You may not like the thing at first, but if you listen to it a few more times, well, maybe you will like it eventually. One of the other albums that came out in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, that is one of my favorites, is Life of Pablo by Kanye West. So let me just start right there. I do not agree with all the people who say that Kanye West is a music genius, but that's just my opinion. I don't agree. I don't really particularly like rap music either, except for like some artists or some songs, but that doesn't mean I like rap music. It just means I can enjoy some artists or some songs sometimes, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna buy the album. Okay, after this little disclaimer, I think Life of Pablo is an amazing album. I waited a long while after it came out to download it and to actually give it a shot. I think that what got me to listen to the album is the fact that everyone was talking about the song Famous, which is a song about Taylor Swift and them having sex or whatever. That caused a big drama, you know. And I just didn't think I would like it. First of all, because it's Kanye West, and second of all, because it's rap music, and third of all, because it's Kanye West, and I know that Kanye West does rap music. So I knew that there were a lot of chances for me not to like the album, not to enjoy it, because I just wasn't interested in any way. But when I gave it a shot, I listened to it full in all one sitting, and honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. I kind of understood when people said that he was a music genius or whatever like that, because as I said, I was just surprised, pleasantly surprised. There are a few good songs. There are songs that I enjoy a bit more than the others, like the one with Rihanna on it. Well, it's Famous, but I think there's another one with Rihanna on it. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it, and it was pretty interesting, and I recommend you to give it a shot if you want to give it a shot, or if you want more recommendations, or if you want to see what I'm talking about as well. But yeah, just check it out and you see. I like the featuring that he did with some artists on this album. They're interesting, even though I know that they've known each other for a while and everything. It's really interesting to listen to their two voices and two types of rap music mixed with each other, mixed with one another. So yeah, just go check out Life of Pablo by Kanye West. So now I'm gonna talk about one of my ultimate favorites, like favorites, which is Views by Drake. I don't know if I've talked about it in my other video. I don't think so. So what do I have to say about this album? The moment I knew he was going to release a new album, I wanted to download it, like just right away. Right away, because I know Drake's work, and I've been a fan for a while. Like, I don't think I would pay to see him live, but I would definitely buy his albums. Like, he's just a really talented artist too, and I just think that everyone should give him a shot. I love his voice when he sings, and I love his voice when he raps. It just mixes really well together, and his voice mixes really well with Rihanna's, which I'm a big fan of as well. So this album overall is really great. The lyrics are fine, I think. Honestly, it just depends on the song we're talking about here. But overall, the lyrics are fine. In my opinion, it's a bit more R&B like, and poppy-like than the rap he used to do. Like if you listen to his album Take Care that he released I think in 2013 and you compare it to Views, some might say that Take Care is better or Take Care is heavier sound-wise or more what they like because there's more rap. This one is a bit more poppy poppy, but I like it. I really like it. And what's really satisfied me, like really satisfied me, is that we got 2 duets with Rihanna. Like we got one on Rihanna's album and we got one on Drake's album, and I think that was just a great surprise, and I was just not only that, but the songs are just great, they're super cool, and I just really enjoy it. So now let's go to my favorite songs of the album Views by Drake. Well, of course, as I just said, Too Good with Rihanna is my favorite. I love the rhythm on it. It goes something like this. Their voices mix really well, and it's just a good song overall to put as some background music. Whether you leave the singing on it or not, you're definitely gonna enjoy it, like as a background music, just the music, you know. So yeah, Too Good, One Dance. Obviously the ones that he released are some of the best ones in my opinion, and some might say they're kind of overrated at this point or overplayed as well, but in my opinion I disagree. I just keep on listening to them over and over and over. So One Dance, well, Too Good, One Dance, and Ways and Keep the Family Close are some of my favorite songs as well. So really go check these songs out, or go check the entire album out. It's pretty amazing. There are some songs that I obviously deleted because they're not my favorites, and surprisingly enough it's the more rap kind of song. But yeah, overall it's just a really good album, and I think so guys, one of my favorite albums that came out in 2016, which was a great surprise and which was a great way to end 2016 after all the things that happened, was The Divine Feminine by, I need to stop looking this way, was The Divine Feminine by Mac Miller. So I absolutely love this album. I didn't think I would be that much of a fan right away after listening to it. Ever since he did this duet with Ariana Grande, I just became kind of a fan of his voice and his style. He's really different from other rappers or other white rappers, in my opinion, because he's so much softer and he just has this thing. I don't really know how to explain it. He just looks soft and nice, but at the same time he has talent. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you compare him to Eminem, that's not the same type of person at all. And I just became a big fan right away. So I downloaded the album right away as well, and the songs were just as great as I thought they would be. Of course, as I told you, I'm a fan of Ariana Grande, even though I'm not a stan or a big fan. I'm not a part of the fandom or anything. But I'm a fan of her, as in I buy her albums and I can go see her live. So when I found out that there was a duet with him on the album, I was just super happy, and that's the first song I listened to, which is called My Favorite Part. If you haven't seen the music video, it's really cute, and they just neighbors and they start touching each other, and it's really cute and cool. But the song itself is pretty cool. Like, he hasn't a great singing voice, but I don't care, because weirdly enough it matches really well, it mixes really well with Ariana's. So I really enjoy it, and I really like listening to this song when I'm just walking, you know, in the morning. That's when you don't want heavy songs playing in your ears and everything, or you just listen to that song and it would be good enough. You will kind of forget that you're listening to that song as well because of how soft it is, but it's really cool. My other favorite songs is the song We, that is featuring CeeLo Green. I've been a fan of CeeLo Green since like 2010 or something like that. I don't own any of his albums, but I just like what I've heard of him. So this is also one of the songs that I kept on my iPod right away, because I knew it would be good. Turns out it's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite either. I really enjoy it. It's a it's a nice song. Honestly, it has a different vibe than my favorite part, obviously, but it's a nice song, and I just check this album out. Okay, listen to new music. And my other favorite song is God Is Fair, Sexy Nasty. So this song is really different from the two previous ones that I just talked about. But the vibe is still pretty different. It's still kind of slow, nice, and just a kind of relaxing song. Like, pretty much, if I talk about the album overall, I think that this is the type of album that you can listen as background music when you're just chilling. Whether you're chilling in your living room, whether you're chilling in your bath, whether you're chilling in your room, whatever. This is the type of album that if you own the entire album on your phone or something like that, you can just fully play the album and while you're doing whatever or come activity, and we'd just be fine. Honestly, we'd just be fine, and you will even kind of forget that the songs are playing, except for some songs that are a bit heavier. But honestly, when I say heavier, really take in consideration the quoting marks, because that's not the style of Mac Miller at all. Well, at least on this album. So yeah, but overall, you will kind of forget that you're listening to the thing while knowing at the same time that you're listening to the album. I don't know if that makes sense, but you see what I mean, right? Like, you know that there's background music, but you're listening to it with only one ear, not the two. Like, your attention isn't on the song and the music playing. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Then my other favorite songs are Cinderella and Stay. So yeah, this pretty much sums up all my favorite songs on this album. So Stay is, well, just by the name you knew that it would be kind of a slow song and everything. And it's a really cool song. Honestly, I told you, like, Mike Miller's voice is really interesting. And he's just a slow guy. Like, he's not here talking about fucking his bitches or whatever like that, you know. He's just a slow guy. He loves women, and he cares about women, and he respects women, and he just talks about them in his songs, but in a really beautiful way. And this is what makes him so very different from other rappers out there. Like, Drake can be this way, but he can also talk about fucking bitches, so, you know, I don't really know where he stands here. And this is why I like Mike Miller over Drake and all the other artists, rappers. I just love the way he talks about people, and mostly women, in this album, and I love the entire vibe of the album. Some songs can sound a bit repetitive, and can be a bit too much of the same. Like, sometimes you won't realize at first listen, of course, you won't realize that it switched song and it's the next song playing and not the song before. So I don't know if that is a good thing or not. The fact that there's not that much difference between one song and another. But overall, it's a really good album, and I really recommend you to go watch it because it's just worth it, and you won't waste your time or your money in that case. So yeah, guys. I'm fine. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for my video today. I must not have any battery left. So if you enjoyed that video, and if you like these little talking videos, and if you want to see more of my music recommendations and everything, just tell me in the comment section down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like so that it will just make me want to make more of this. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to stay crazy and stay weird, and I'll see you later.
We're singing loud. We can take this road almost anywhere. And